Live. Here I am once again with some puppies by my sides, going live pretty much every day for the month of February. Didn't make it one of the days. Maggie wants to say hello. Hello, Maggie. It's nice to see you. Um, I posted a thread of the doggies playing up at the lookout where we go walk, and someone said, the gray one's a maniac. And she really is, and that's why we love her. But you do punch me in the face with your very sharp claws. It's not my favorite. And we have Aspen over here, who's just been whining like crazy. Very sensitive doggies. These two dogs were in a rescue shelter for many months before they were rescued by their owner. They aren't my dogs. I'm dog sitting them right now. And they're both very anxious and very needy. And because I'm not their owner, I just give them love. If I was their owner, I would train them a little bit differently, but I'm not. So I just give them the love and the attention that they desire, because they deserve it. They deserve it. That's what I'm here to do. That's what I'm here to do, sweet girl. Yes, you are a sweet girl. Okay. So I want to talk today about how to let go. We're on today. It is the last day of the Lunar New Year. Tomorrow begins what we, the humans, are calling the Year of the Horse, ending the Year of the Snake, shedding what we did not need in order to, in order to move forward with our purpose. And, it's going to get wild and crazy over the next several months. It's going to be rough, but the spiritual warriors have been preparing for it. Oh my God, have been preparing for this for a long time. Okay. You've had your dinner. You're getting attention. We all just need to chill the fuck out. All right? All right. We got hands on you. I can't give you guys all the attention. I'm going to give some of the attention to my YouTube channel so I can do the thing that I said I was going to do. Okay, sweet people, I'll keep petting you the whole time. So today I did a Taoist release ceremony that I learned in my master's program for traditional Chinese medicine. I'm going to give you the details about how you can do it. It's okay if you're not doing it like right on the day. A good time to do it is on a full moon or, like end of the year, but you can do it anytime. And you just write down, you hand write what you are ready to release, whether it's relationships, behaviors. Some people use it to release weights when they're trying to lose weight. Some people use it to release addictive behaviors, substances from their life. It's just whatever it is you don't want to carry with you into the future, whatever's been feeling too heavy and you just don't want to deal with it anymore. You write it down. If it's a relationship, or really anything, you can like write it like a letter, or you can just write it like a list. I wrote mine like a letter with all of the emotions and the memories that I was like, I just want to stop thinking about this shit. So I wrote down all of the things that I was ready to release. And then here's what you do. After you write it all out, however many pages it takes, handwriting, okay? You take that piece of paper, you tear it into thirds, and then you burn a third of it safely, okay? Don't go setting crazy fires in the world. Burn it safely. You take a third of it and you flush it down the toilet. All right, so we got fire and water. And then you take a third of it and you bury it into the earth. And I know that's technically littering, but it's paper. So it's just like returning to the trees what was already theirs. So I always bury mine. I'll go out into the forest and let a tree be like, I want it, me, give it to me. So you can see kind of my background here. I'm surrounded by forest right now. So I went out into the forest and walked over, and a tree was like, girl, I'll take that shit. And I was like, you can have it. I don't want it anymore. So that is the Taoist release ceremony that I learned in my master's program for traditional Chinese medicine. And since I have a few more minutes here, because my goal here with these things is to go at least 10 minutes, I want to talk about quitting. It's one of my favorite things to do is quit shit. I just love it. I love quitting things. I love realizing I don't want to do this anymore. This goal that used to align with me no longer aligns with me. I've gotten what I need from it and I'm good to go. So I was in a master's program for traditional Chinese medicine. Typically, that's a 3 to 10 year program. I made it 3.5 years in. I had one more year to go, going at the pace I was going. I was doing clinic work. I was working with patients. Traditional Chinese medicine, that program it's med school. I had to take all of the med school classes that the Western doctors had to take, plus I had to learn Chinese. I had to do med school in 2 different languages. So it was a lot of work. And I spent 2 years commuting from Santa Barbara to Los Angeles to go to school. I did some of the work while I was living in Mexico, as I discussed in one of my past videos, one of my past lives. And then I was living in Los Angeles, a place that was very difficult for me, a very sensitive person to live. Big cities are very hard for me to live in. There's just so much energy going on, and I feel all of it all the time. And I was doing the thing, I was helping patients. And it got to a point where I was having panic attacks before clinic, before I would have to go help my students. And part of it I realized was that I did not want to become a licensed acupuncturist. I had my coaching business. I was working as a yoga teacher. I'd been doing that for many years. And I needed something, I felt like I needed something that gave me some like validity as a healer, because I was running into, and it wasn't even a problem, but it was my own limiting belief that like I didn't believe in my healing abilities enough. I felt like I needed more information. And it turns out I did, but what I didn't need was to become a licensed acupuncturist. There were 2 things that I really didn't care for. Dry needling, such an effective healing modality. I did not like to do it. I did not like to do it. And part of the reason is that I'm very sensitive. I can feel what everyone around me is feeling. And I've since learned how to turn down the volume of that. But at the time, I was still learning the skills to protect my energy. And so there are some points that you needle, and especially when you're learning, where it just hurts. And so I would feel the pain that I was inflicting, even though I knew it was like a healing pain, like the good ouch. But it didn't feel good to me. And it wasn't a modality, while it resonates with healing my body personally, it did not resonate with me as a healer. It was not something that I wanted to offer to my clients. So I didn't need to become licensed. The only reason you needed to become licensed and to pass the boards was in order to break through the skin in the state of California, where I was living at the time. So I realized if I don't need to be licensed, I can just take all of this other information that I've learned. The formulas, don't need to be licensed to tell people about Chinese medicine formulas. The Qigong, the Tai Chi, the Taoist meditation, all of those things. I did not need to be licensed in order to practice those things. And indeed, I was already practicing them with my existing clients. So I realized I don't need to finish this program. I think I've gotten everything that I need from it. And my body was telling me that through the panic attacks that I was having before clinic. And so I quit. I had one more year to go. I would have had my master's in traditional Chinese medicine. I would have been very proud of myself. It would have cost me, another 20 grand or so. And I didn't want to spend the money that way. So I quit. And I just was so proud of myself for quitting. I know in this culture where like you should do the things that you say you're going to do and do them to the end. And I'm here to tell you, there comes a point where your desires will change, where you will be done with something and other people may not understand it. And that is not your fucking problem. I love quitting things. I love letting go of the things that no longer serve me, because it means that I get to make space for what I really want to do. And so, what was I making space for? Traveling around and doing what I'm doing now, which is picking a different mountain town to travel to every season, skiing that mountain for a season, and then moving on to the next mountain town. And as a yoga teacher, it's very easy for me to find work. Just walk into a studio and usually can walk out with a job that day. As a healer, it's very easy for me to find clients, literally, people just stop me as I'm waiting in line and start telling me their problems and where they have pain. I don't say anything. I just listen, and then I say, you can hire me to help you with that. I have my business coaching business that I run from my phone. I can do that from anywhere in the world, where I teach other healers how to make money doing their work without restricting themselves in any way, how to have a very fulfilling and very lucrative career. Keyword lucrative. You have to be willing to make a lot of money in this world in order to be successful. While we're living in patriarchal capitalism, that's just part of it. And it's okay to make money as a healer. It's okay to charge a lot of money to do your healing work. I always recommend to my clients that you work on a sliding scale in order, and I said very clear about this to my clients, like if you make more money, especially if you're a white dude, you're paying more, you're paying me more money, and I'm using that to subsidize my work with other people. And if you have a problem with that, you don't get to work with me. You don't get my magic energy if you don't allow me to do the work that I need to do to help burn the patriarchy. I know. I see you guys. I see you guys. You want to come back up and say hello? So I learned the Taoist release ceremony in that master's program, and I used the Taoist release ceremony to release myself from that program because I did have a little bit of ego around it that I should finish it. I should finish this program. I should get the master's for my ego. And the reality is, I didn't need it. I didn't need it. And I'm very grateful to myself that I didn't spend that last year having a panic attack every day trying to finish this program. So I offer that to you on this, our last day of the year of the snake, as we move into the year of the horse. Whatever you want to release, write it down, tear it into thirds, burn a third of it, bury a third of it, and flush a third of it down the toilet, and say goodbye to what no longer serves you so you can make space for what your heart really wants, because you deserve it. You deserve a fulfilled life without the burnout, without the overwhelm. All right? All right. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.